for you to sign.
Okay, next, we have a very special Hall of Fame induction for a gentleman that I don't even think needs an introduction, but we're going to give you one anyway. A 15-plus year elected member of the commission, and somebody I consider Mr. Burlington. I really don't know any event that I've been to in my 20 years here that you have not been involved in or, had a part in. So, Jack, congratulations. And I'm going to bring it over to Brendan to do the official induction.
Thank you. Jack, if you want to come up, and Eileen, if you want to come up with him. Have a seat right up here at the table.
She's a little shy like I used to be.
I don't think I've ever known you to be shy.
Yes. So thank you very much. It was a very good introduction, Lindsay, and Jack, thank you for coming tonight. Jack has served on the Recreation Commission for over 15 years and worked tirelessly to ensure all members of the community had access to programs, parks, and fields. He was an integral part of our youth ski, youth roller skating, and youth center programs, was a founding member of Club 55, and was part of the skate park committee to construct a designated skate park at Simons Park. Jack always worked to improve Burlington's parks and athletic fields. He assisted in providing a grant for the walking trail at TRW and created maps that promoted park play, and provided age skill level play for each of our facilities. I've worked with Jack since I began in Burlington, and his creativity and desire to improve the parks and programs offered by our department is rooted in his love for the town of Burlington. His service and commitment to the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department does not go unrecognized. It is my pleasure to induct John J. Jack Farron into the class of 2025 Burlington Parks and Recreation Department Hall of Fame. I know there's lots of things. Your time with the department is well eclipses mine, and I'm sure I've missed lots of things, but I want to congratulate you on being inducted into the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department Hall of Fame.
I'm a little emotional. It brings back 1981, Bill Boudreau. I asked Billy if I could DJ the Pride Day, as we called it back then. Sorry for my emotion. But I always called him Uncle Bill. And I was a morning man at WNTN Radio, and I actually played 45 records then. And Don Roberts, rest his soul as well, said, we can't have music on the Common. We did it, and the rest is history. I got hooked. And my mother, rest her soul, is the one who said, you got to do this. You got to give back to your community. So with that, I want to thank my mother, rest her soul, my wife Eileen, my daughter Shayla, and my son Sean. And I had the pleasure of working with Don Roberts, Brendan Egan, Kelly Lehman, Karen Hoyt, Jess, Jeff, the maintenance folks, Jimmy Marchese, Doug Gillingham, Dave Vino, Billy Baker, Mark Gerbrands, Brian Cullinan, Richie, Mike, and John. Then there was the administrative staff. Who could forget Natalie Gillingham, right? You remember that, Brendan? Yeah. What a great lady, rest her soul. The Nancys, Nancy Pondelli, Nancy Santilli, Carol Lynch. And my commissioners, the one who guided me the first of all was Phil Gallagher, Mark Sherwood, Eddie Schuler, John Vanilla, Paul Raymond, Joe Impember, Tom Murphy Jr., Peter Capola, Chris Monaco, Kevin Sullivan, and Christine Brown. The staff people I work with, I will never forget. We had so much fun. Judy Newton, Tracy Morgan, Rachel Connerty, Cheryl Mira, Lydia Brown, rest her soul, Mary Nelson, and then some other folks that were friends of Bill Boudreau's, and we had a lot of laughs. Angie and Jack O'Keefe, Carl and Micah Humphreys, Henry Turnquist, Kenny Mills, Jerry McCarthy, Carol Ann Blinkon, the late but great Al Fay. And I had a lot of fond memories. And I always considered Burlington Recreation my home, and I appreciate the opportunity. When I got the call back in September, I was very moved, and we talked about it at work today. I said, this is nothing I've ever asked for. I said, Burlington is where I belong. This is where my roots are. And, I'm lucky to have the fortune of working still with the daddy-daughter dance or the spring soiree, special spring soiree. We've grown a lot as a department, but that's because of the hard work of the people I mentioned and the people that are sitting here. True story, I remember being at the ribbon cutting for the Mary Cummings Park. And truthfully, I just walked it for the first time with my new puppy. I remember going to the dog park for the first time. I remember helping write the grant. And my wife said, have you ever been here? I said, no, we have a new puppy. And I said, I have a brick in memory of my parents. I don't even know where that is. But I never asked for anything. It's part of my family. It's part of my DNA. So it's been a pleasure. And thank you very much. I miss the days on the Common. And I'll never forget when we started the Winter Carnival. Jimmy Marchese actually went out and bought a snow gun. So, commissioners, that was in the budget. Well, let's just say he didn't change oil on one of the trucks. And he got a snow gun, and then I went to Somerset Bank and asked them if we could get sleds for boys and girls that didn't have sleds. And he sprayed the whole Simons Park Hill. He put in a portable skating rink, and we sledded, and we invited the boys and the Girl Scouts, and it was a lot of fun. So, a lot of fond memories, and good place to grow up, too. So. Sorry about my emotion at the beginning.
No, not at all.
You should have seen Brendan. Conducted him twice as long as yours. His emotional response.
Oh, yeah. So, we have a little recognition award for you. We'd like to do some pictures
Sure.
as well, but I don't know if any of the other commissioners would like to.
Absolutely. I'm sure everybody has a lot of comments.
Sure, I'll go first, since I'm the oldest one right now on the commission. Well, Jack, I said it already privately, I just want to congratulate you publicly for all of the things you've done over the years. I mean, as Lindsay said, it's countless. You don't hesitate to volunteer your time and your talents and your ability to bring people together. That's one of your big talents. Burlington, and I know, a special place. We grew up in this town over the years and enjoyed the recreation programs, and you helped make the programs grow and expand and become popular, and you had a big role in all of that. And you should be proud, and your family, I know, is proud. And you belong in the Hall of Fame as much as anybody that's ever been, I think, in the town. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Jack, you're a great human being, what you've done for this great town. And if you go back to what you started with, what you've done for recreation, but on a personal level, what you've done, the charities, the amount of money that you've given to the students and in the town of Burlington, and all the behind-the-scene things that a lot of people don't know about that you have done for the community goes above and beyond not only what you did for the recreation department in the town of Burlington, but the personal stuff that you did through your parents' foundation that you set up, You're a great human being, and you should be recognized for that. So congratulations what you have done today, and I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, Dave.
When I first moved in here, you were one of the first people that showed me around, told me how things worked in this town. And since then, I've seen you everywhere. Every time I turn around, when my kids are playing hockey at the hockey events, you're there. At the baseball field, you're there. And you're the town, right? If someone were to describe Burlington, that's your mug right there. That's the town of Burlington. And I appreciate everything you've done for me personally and my family and for the town of Burlington. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I think I said it, but it's funny, Greg, that you mentioned that, but Jack is literally one of the first people from Burlington I met 20-something years ago. I think he might have been DJing a wedding. But, you are one of the first Burlington people I met, and any event we go to, as I mentioned, you're there, or you have participated in, or you have been a part of organizing. You really are the essence of Burlington, and it's really been a pleasure to consider you a friend and a family, a member of our family in some ways. So thank you so much for everything you've done for Burlington. This is, well deserved.
Thank you.
We'd like to get a
Okay.
picture.
Absolutely.
All right.
I gotta let out one little secret.
Oh.
The wading pool, you know how we put that together? I had my 5-year-old nephew, Tommy Hannafin, and my 5-year-old daughter, Shayla Ferrin. And we went to all the area wading pools. We started in Billerica, we went to Belmont, all the different areas, and we came back and reported to Bill and Don. And that's why we have the wading pool today. I used two little 5-year-olds as my guinea pigs.
Yeah.
That's how we designed the wading pool.
Really?
Hey, you got to use labor when you got it.
That's right. That's right. All right. We can get a picture.
Another notch for Jack.
Yeah.
This was years.
Come on, Adam. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Watch out for the black, yeah.
Come on. Come on. We gotta get in the picture.
What about Kelly? You gotta get in there. Kelly, all the years I worked with you, you get in there.
Kelly always tries to get out of it.
I take the pictures.
It's kind of an agreement.
Kelly, do you remember the conversations? What do you mean there's a waiting list? No, there's not.
Ready?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Congratulations again, Jack. Stay well.
Thanks. I will. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, Tommy, George.
I can do it.
Here, Jack, we have,
Oh, yeah.
Don't want to get it wet.
go straight in, and then this goes on top.
Okay. Public participation, looks like we don't have anybody in the audience. So Brendan, do you want to take over for director reports?
Sure, thank you. Just some updates since our last meeting. As we head in, we're in the second week of November now. The youth sports are wrapping up. Soccer finished up this weekend, and our staff will start this week or continue the process of winterizing the fields. As I mentioned at our last meeting, irrigation was being blown out. They had 2 systems left, I think, today to blow out, and then those will be ready. Along with the irrigation system shutdowns, all the bases that have been out there for fall softball and any fall ball baseball will be taken off. Batting screens, pitching screens, all of that stuff will be removed from the fields. And then any temporary fences will come down. I think we have those all down now. Simon's was the last one, and we had that down for the Spooktacular. And then we're also beginning to prep the town common and the surrounding areas for the tree lighting. So you may have seen our staff out there hanging lights on the common with the bucket truck. And they were testing lights as we got into the fall rain days, and then they were out stringing the lights the last couple weeks. We ordered wreaths for all the town buildings. Those will be coming in. And the week before Thanksgiving will be going up. And then all of the prep work on the common will be or completed in preparation for or in time for the tree lighting on December 2nd. Our staff is also out there. Still, we install benches and put benches together, pads, take care of trees and clear brush and things like that. But they also prepared the Veterans area of the Common for tomorrow's Veterans Day ceremony, which will be at 10 a.m. So they just give that a once-over, make sure it's looking nice, it's been cut, and the leaves are cleaned up. Whatever comes in overnight, leaf-wise, that comes in overnight, but it was pretty clean earlier today. So. Temporary police station. This project, the new police station, I think they planned to move in late August, but it got put off as they finished up a few things at the temporary police station site down at 171 Middlesex Turnpike. And so with that move on the horizon, which started today, our staff was asked to help out with some work there, regrading the driveway, removing the erosion control from the construction that took place over the last few months, and then cleaning up the dumpster corral and clearing some overgrowth around the building. If you go down there, you'll see the old tanks for when it was a water treatment facility. There's a fence around there. They didn't want to touch any of the, not our staff, the powers that be didn't want to touch any of the growth in there because it's kind of shielding what's inside there, so it softens the look of those tanks. But there was other stuff around the building. There's some pipes, exposed pipes that the covers have been missing on, so we put covers on those. Just cleaned up the site a little bit more. And then we have some more work that we're going to assist them moving some stuff at the end of this week. Like I said, the move started. Hopefully it goes smoothly for them, and they will be into their temporary site before you know it. Just update on our capital plan. So as we talked about at the last meeting, we have met with our staff, all our divisions, and we're now currently working on our 10-year capital plan, trying to fit all the projects and equipment into fiscal years. These were all identified by our staff and trying to fit them into the plan. Once the items identified in the capital plan, or one of the items was the renovation of the Simons Park pool, wading pool that Jack had just mentioned, and we'll be meeting with a representative of South Shore Gunite to give us an idea on a potential complete renovation, or maybe there's just some repairs. It's in pretty good shape. There are, some minor painting that has to be done each year, and maybe, we can take that surface out and recoat it in that area, but we're going to let the experts from South Shore Gunite let us know what's needed to give the pool another 22, 23 years. It went in 2003. It was renovated. Simons Park batting cages. I was contacted last week by the Burlington Baseball Softball Association about renovating the batting cages at Simons Park. These cages were originally installed in the early 2000s and have been maintained largely by BBSA. We did some work over the years. They did some work, but it was mostly them. And what they would like to do is renovate them, so removing the existing netting and piping that was used to hold up the netting, and then install new support posts and new netting and a new pulley system similar to what they used at Francis Wyman for the varsity field. And then the existing fencing would remain, and then the stone dust base would be updated. We'd go through and clean that up and add more stone dust and compact it, so it's a nice level surface. And we will be working cooperatively with them on the project. They will be paying for the new batting system. We'll be doing some of the, some of the labor, but also the stone dust surface. And this is something that we were looking to do through our athletic field warrant article, so any funds that we need for that renovation will come from there. There's a bunch of items that we identified, along with irrigation at Simons Park on the fields, but also the netting along Bedford Street in the upper field, redoing that, and then any other fencing issues that we may need as well. But this is one that Little League BBSA wants to coordinate with us, so we are happy to coordinate with them. And then the next item I have is, as you know, one of our maintenance craftsmen was selected by the Burlington Police Department to become one of their future officers and is currently at the academy up in Haverhill. And so we had posted the maintenance craftsman position. We received 8 applications for that position. We're working with HR on scheduling the interviews in the next couple of weeks, and once we have a candidate chosen, we will bring it before the Recreation Commission for appointment, as we do with positions, full-time positions. So that's all I have for right now.
Any questions or comments, sir?
Yeah, I have a few questions, comments. Can you refresh my memory, Brendan, on the temporary police station? Is the town already planning what they want to do with that after they move back into the new police station? And does it include any of the recreation needs,
So those
facilities?
Those conversations have started. There is a need for more space, office space, different types of space. Currently, the interior of the Vinebrook is all office space now. And I think it was designed originally to accommodate as much of the police department's normal operations as possible. What that will look like in the future, we don't know, but we have been mentioned as potential user of space down there. It may be not indoor space, but maybe outdoor space. Could be a great spot for pickleball, especially there's no residents around, and I think nature could deal with some pickleball ball and racket noise. But it is a nice location down there. I know we've talked about potentially even some environmental type programming with the wetlands there. It lends itself to that. There's been talk by other groups of a boardwalk through there. So really, it's right now, nothing has been set in stone, but we are part of that conversation.
Good. Maybe as we get closer to their moving back, it might be a good idea to maybe have a committee put together to talk about potential uses of the site for the general public. And that was mentioned to me by a former member of this commission, Mr. Gallagher.
Yes, yeah.
He had mentioned that would be something that we might want to consider as a commission, have some public input as to what goes on. So
I believe that is something
we
they
all
are
get a
looking
voice
to
in
do.
it.
Yep.
Interesting. I didn't even thought of that spot. But the
Pickleball's a great idea.
pickleball thing intrigued me big time. That would be a perfect spot. But I mean that's a.
But the
like you
problem,
said,
I
like
think,
a
Dave, is
conversation.
with respect to the inside, it would be good to have indoor pickleball there too, but they've already apparently fitted up for the police station. So there's all kinds of offices that they probably wouldn't want to tear down, to accommodate a larger activity inside. But as Brendan said, outdoors would be a perfect spot.
And
As long as we can build it,
Right.
within the constraints of the Wetland Protection Act.
that and town finances,
yeah.
make sure it fits in there, because we do have the larger, I don't want to call it warehouse, but the higher space at the back where the filter towers and stuff are. That's not really being utilized, all of it. So, that stuff is going to have to come down at some point. So maybe a small gym there or something, some indoor space as well could be accommodated there. So,
Maybe some point we can take a tour of that spot.
yes.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
How much space is there?
Yeah, the other thing, I always think about this when we talk about the wading pool. The wading pool is an excellent facility. My grandkids love it. They just can't get in there soon enough because we've got the Simons Park program in the Visco building. But I'd still love to see an adult-sized pool in this town someday. We always have to go to the Shawshene Tech for the Burlington boys and girls swim teams because we don't have an indoor pool. The Billerica Boys and Girls Club has one. Be nice to think about that, maybe in our 10-year plan, maybe someday get an adult-sized, is that in there? You
It's
putting
in
it
there. It's in there.
All right.
Yes.
That's one of the
usually-
biggest things residents
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, I know, it was talked about a lot. The other question I had, we were talking about the Simons Park batting cages. I think that's great that we're going to collaborate with the BBSA. I think that if they couldn't afford it, we ought to find a way to make it happen anyway, but it's nice that they're chipping in. And I asked you this before, what about the dugouts at the upper field? Are we going to fix those dugouts?
Yeah, we're looking at covers on them, cantilever covers, not enclosing them all the way, but putting a rooftop on.
The ones at Francis Wyman are phenomenal.
Yeah, they're open air, right? So no one can hide in there. I always think back to, those 70s and 80s movies where the dugouts were used for everything but baseball and softball. But, having open air dugouts with a roof over them, we did look at that. I'm going to have the same company that's giving them an estimate to install the post there, give us an idea of installing, because you customize those roofs based on the size of the dugout. They're not standard size dugouts. So we would be looking at, probably a system up above, but then 2 systems down below, because we have the 2 fields down there. So we'd be looking at, 6 roofs altogether.
Well, I was just so impressed with the ones at Francis Wyman.
Yeah.
I was thinking how nice it would be if we could do that at Simons as well. And maybe the trust would help us with some of the money.
So we did ask the trust last year. It was not something they wanted to fund at the time, but it's not something that we wouldn't go back to them with.
Yeah, do you know what's interesting? Not to tell stories, but a long time ago, I was at Simons Park, and there were 2 umpires, and it was a girls' softball game. And during the course of the game, it started raining, and you could see lightning off in the background. So the umpire told the girls to get in the dugouts right away. They got in the dugouts right away, and a bolt of lightning hit the flagpole right there in Simons Park. Wow. So the dugouts were a safety feature, too,
Yeah.
as well as just protecting you from the rain. It was a good place for to return to. So those are all the questions I have, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes.
Madam Chair, real quick, Brendan, on the wading pool, if you get estimate, now, if we do Simons Park over, would that be something we would wait on with the wading pool? I mean, is that going to change, is the wading pool, if we do the playground over, is that going to affect anything to do with the wading pool? If we put that on our capital plan, then that's on our line.
Yeah.
So,
We have talked about making it one large project, because that might be the time to do it.
that's what I was thinking.
It is a large project in the millions. It's
My thing is, if we don't have a plan for the new, obviously, but, if they came out and said, oh, you say it's in pretty good shape, but if we do something with the granite company and it costs, how many thousands of dollars, would it be better to wait? So we should,
and do it as part of one larger project.
yeah.
Yes.
If that's what we're thinking going forward. I know we're not there yet, but that's something to
Yep.
think about if this ends up being an expensive.
Yeah, the conceptual plan for the playground has, correct me if I'm wrong, some water features, splash pad features in it. We looked at, potentially where there's the little picnic table area between the Visco building and the wading pool, maybe making that part of the wading pool and having some spray features there as well. So you have the wading pool that you can get into, but you also have some spray features there. So, what they tell us what needs to be done to the wading pool, if it needs to be completely torn out and redone, those will all go into our figuring. And as I mentioned, we're in the middle of piecing that puzzle together, but that has been a conversation we've had.
Okay, all right. That's all, Lindsay. Thank you.
Oh, yes, sorry, and the bathrooms.
Well, yeah, that obviously, yeah.
It's one, but obviously, we are going to present to our commission, and then how it goes forward there and on the town's financial plan, spending plan, will all play into that. we're hoping that, a 24-year-old playground that has seen its better days. It's actually older than that. It's probably 26, because I started in 99, and that was a year or two old, so it's probably 28, 29 years old.
Right. I mean, but, with all the stuff going on in the town, but we've looked into the private community, maybe. I know we haven't talked about,
There's opportunities for grants
yeah.
as well. We have been approached by business community. I don't know if that appetite's still there from the business community. I think one of the big things we needed to have was a conceptual plan to share with them. So there's a lot of moving parts,
Okay.
but it is moving in a positive direction.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Anything?
No.
Okay, all right. Kelly?
Thank you. So the winter program brochure was released to the public last Thursday, and this season's brochure is packed with programs and events for the whole family. And with the release of the brochure comes the date for winter registration, and our program and TR teams have decided that they've set the registration date for Thursday, November 13th at 6 p.m., so this Thursday. Our office will be open from 6 to 8 with our staff to answer questions or take people who would like to walk in their registration instead of registering online. Non-resident registration will begin on Thursday, December 4th at 8:30 a.m. On Monday, October 27th, we met with Brian Lucchini from Tom Irwin to talk about the fall fertilization schedule. He was very impressed with our team's efforts and noted that we were dominating, his words, not mine, our field work, so we were very excited to hear that. At that time, we also scheduled the necessary product to begin our final fertilization of the year over the next few weeks. So you will see our team members spreading fertilizer and seed across all of our facilities, which will ensure we continue our current domination in the fields area. So we're excited about that opportunity. And then we have a few special events coming up. Saturday, November 22nd is our 5K road race. Check-in is at 8, race starts at 9, and that's right up here at the high school. And then, as Brendan said previously, our tree lighting will be held on Tuesday, December 2nd on the town common, starting at 5:30.
What time does Santa come?
6:30. 6:30?
Okay.
6:30.
Don't want to miss that.
No.
No, you don't.
There'll be plenty of festivities on the common beforehand if you are,
Well,
if you're coming down.
Comments?
Quick question, well, just a comment. So I'm down Regan Park a lot more now with my dog, and, but that field, so I know all our fields with the new fertilization, and then our staff taking over.
Yeah.
Just that field alone is 100 times better.
Looks great,
So
doesn't
it's,
it?
it's thick, it's just like Wildwood, Regan Park.
Oh, Reagan, yeah,
So
I've
the-
been there a long time.
So if we do this in-house, all our fields should be awesome, and it's a huge difference. I know we started with Wildwood, which was awesome, and Simons, but, our smaller fields that people really, it's just more of a neighborhood fields, but this field, it's right near my house, and, I mean, from, say from where that field was 2 years ago to now is night and day. So kudos to the staff.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
And it's made a huge difference, and I'm glad we started that program. Thank you. That's it.
For the record, though, that is not used on school properties or on school fields. That is only like the
Right, the-
Regans and the Simons, the parks and fields that are not on school properties.
So we do treat all properties. We just don't use an herbicide
Right.
on school properties. So the herbicide allows us to chase out weeds, crabgrass, grubs, that kind of thing, any, non-wanted specimens in the grass. But we do fertilize, we aerate, we overseed the schools. We just don't use an herbicide.
All right, just want to make sure that that's on record. That, yeah, okay. All right. I move that the Recreation Commission enter into executive session pursuant to General Law 30A 21A3 for the purpose to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel. The chair further declares that the Recreation Commission will reconvene in open session after the executive session. Do I need a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. For roll call vote, Commissioner Nelson,
Aye.
Commissioner Norden,
Aye.
Commissioner Ryan.
Aye.
Commissioner Carlson is aye. We are now going to adjourn to executive session, coming back to general session when we are done.